Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. Today, we're diving into an ancient blueprint for how your mind actually works.
Have you ever wondered where your emotions really come from? What if you could see the exact moment a feeling of joy or maybe frustration just pops into existence? Well, today we're going to explore an ancient text that maps out the very source code of our emotional lives. So, we're delving into something called the Saḻāyatanavibhaṅgasutta. It's a discourse from the Buddhist Pali Canon. But here's the thing. Think of it less as a religious text and more like an operating manual for your own consciousness.
And it all kicks off with this really simple but powerful framework for understanding literally every single moment of your experience. We're not just talking about vague ideas here. The text lays out a systematic way to analyze how we perceive and react to the world, moment by moment. It's a genuine blueprint we can actually work with.
Okay, so how does this whole blueprint actually work? Let's start with the basics. You can think of it as the fundamental hardware of our mental operating system, the 6 channels of perception.
So the sutta breaks down every single experience you have into 4 key components. You've got your 6 internal senses, what it calls the internal bases. Then there are the 6 external things they perceive, the external bases. This gives rise to 6 types of consciousness, and finally 6 kinds of contact, which is basically where all these things meet up.
And here's how that flow works. It's actually super logical. Let's say your eye, that's the sense door, sees a shape, that's the sense object. Right at that moment, visual consciousness pops up. And the meeting of those 3 things, that's what the text calls contact. This simple sequence is the fundamental process behind every single perception we have, from seeing a color to having a thought.
All right, so we've got the hardware down, but what about the emotional software that runs on top of it? How does that simple moment of contact turn into happiness, or sadness, or just feeling kind of neutral?
Well, based on our 6 senses, the text says we have 18 types of automatic mental reactions. For everything we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, or think, our mind automatically explores it as either pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. You do the math, 6 senses times 3 feelings gives us 18 different paths our mind can go down.
But it gets even more detailed. Those 18 reactions expand into 36 different emotional states, or what the text calls positions for beings. And these 6 positions are split right down the middle into 2 huge fundamental categories, worldly and unworldly.
Now, this distinction is absolutely crucial. You've got your worldly feelings, gihasita, which are basically reactive. They're tied to external stuff, getting what we want or not getting it. But then you have unworldly feelings, nekkamasita, and these come from a totally different place, a deeper internal understanding of how reality actually works.
So let's take worldly joy. This is pretty much our default programming for happiness, right? You get a promotion, you buy the new phone, you remember a great vacation, and you feel happy. But notice, that feeling is totally conditional, it's temporary, and it's 100% based on things outside of you. Now compare that to unworldly joy. This is a completely different animal. This is the happiness that arises from a moment of real insight, like truly seeing and accepting that everything, good and bad, is impermanent. This kind of joy isn't about getting something, it's about understanding something. It's a joy born from wisdom.
And this is where the text goes from being a cool theory to a seriously practical guide. It doesn't just describe our emotional software, it gives us a clear method for upgrading from those worldly feelings to unworldly ones. And this single instruction is the key to transforming our whole emotional landscape. Relying on this, abandon that. It's a strategy of replacement. You don't just try to suppress a worldly feeling, you cultivate a more skillful, unworldly one to take its place.
So the process is this gradual, step-by-step refinement. You rely on the stable happiness that comes from wisdom to let go of the fragile happiness you get from getting what you want. Then you rely on an even deeper state, a profound calm or equanimity, to let go of even that joy of insight. It's like climbing a ladder. Each rung lets you abandon the one below it.
And I want to be super clear here. The goal isn't to become some kind of emotionless robot, not at all. It's about moving from being a puppet jerked around by your feelings to actually mastering them through wisdom.
So, what does a fully upgraded mind even look like? Let's check out the final stage of this incredible blueprint. This text uses this powerful metaphor. Think about an animal trainer. No matter how skilled they are, they can only get a horse or an elephant to go one way at a time.
forward, back, left, or right. But a master of the human mind, the ultimate trainer, can train a person to move freely in 8 different directions. We're talking about total mental freedom.
Yes, 8. And this number represents 8 distinct dimensions of awareness. This isn't about multitasking your emails and Slack messages. It's about a mind so free and flexible that it can access these profound states of consciousness, from deep focus to infinite awareness, totally at will.
And of course, these aren't physical directions like north and south. They're deep states of meditation and insight. They range from simple perception to these incredibly expansive states, like the sphere of infinite space, or infinite consciousness, and even, get this, the complete cessation of feeling and perception. It just shows the amazing range of a fully mastered mind.
So the takeaway here is that this blueprint isn't just some dusty, old document. It presents this incredible mental freedom not as some superpower for a chosen few, but as the actual realizable potential of anyone who trains their mind skillfully.
What you should really take away from this is a new lens to view your own experience. The next time a strong emotion comes up, just ask yourself, is this worldly or unworldly? Is this feeling based on getting something, or is it based on understanding something? Because according to this blueprint, just asking that simple question is the very first step toward becoming the master of your own mind.